It's super delicious.
Super delicious. Oh, that's so bad. What's up guys, it's Kat and Dev from Two Market Girls. Welcome back to another vegan recipe. Today we are still kind of in soup mode.
Of course we're still in soup mode. Fall's not over, winter's not over. I am in soup mode until the last day of snow.
Oh.
No, actually until it hits like...
Above 15 degrees?
I was gonna say a
Celsius.
little lower than that.
12?
Yeah, maybe 12. Once it gets above like 12, 13, I start leaving soup mode.
Oh, so sad. So just so you're aware, soup is gonna
Soup's
happen.
the recipe. Yeah, a lot. And today's recipe is soup.
What kind of soup?
How do we explain this?
I would call it...
Go ahead. What were you gonna call it?
I was gonna call it spicy spaghetti squash soup.
Yeah. I was gonna add a noodle in there, like spicy. I wasn't gonna add spicy, but I think spicy works. Spicy spaghetti squash noodle soup.
Okay.
Yeah?
Sure.
One of the two.
Yeah. It's
like,
soup.
Yeah, it's a nice brothy soup with lots of vegetables and spaghetti squash as the like grain or noodle replacement type thing in it. It's super delicious.
Super delicious. Oh, that's so bad.
But it's got a lot of like kind of Asian-y flavors in it with soy sauce, and there's curry paste in here with some turmeric. So a lot of healthy, delicious things in this soup. So much flavor and jam-packed full of our favorite vegetables.
A lot of flavor.
So much flavor.
You cook it all in one pot.
Yeah, except for the spaghetti squash.
That doesn't count.
But it's pretty, yeah, it's like most of the time we make a disgusting mess when we cook, and there's not really a mess to clean up.
Yay! Okay, let's show you how to make it.
We're going to start by preheating our oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and then slicing our spaghetti squash in half. Be really careful, this can be tough to do. To make it easier, sometimes you can microwave it for like 30 seconds to just soften it. Or you can cut off the top where the stem is, because it's really hard to get through that stem. Once you slice that in half, make sure to remove all of the seeds from it and set those aside. Then we're going to place them on a lined baking sheet and drizzle with a little bit of sesame oil or whichever oil you prefer. Sprinkle with some salt and pepper, and then just kind of rub it into the squash so that there's oil all over it. And then placing it cut side down, place it on the lined baking sheet and bake it in an oven for about 30 minutes or until it's fork tender. While the spaghetti squash is baking, we're gonna get the rest of our soup ready so that as soon as it comes out, we can just put the squash right into the soup and it'll be ready to eat. So to do that, we're going to finely dice 2 shallots, along with 5 cloves of garlic and 1 chili pepper. We use green chilies, and we use 1 green chili with about half of the seeds taken out because a green chili is actually pretty spicy. If you want it a little spicier, then just keep all those seeds in. Then we're going to add those to a large pot and saute them with about a teaspoon of sesame oil until they're nice and golden brown. Now we're going to add about 10 cups of warm water to our pot, along with 3 tablespoons of vegetable broth base. We use like this paste, but you can also use like bouillon cubes if you prefer that. Then we're adding 1 teaspoon of ginger paste, along with a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 2 teaspoons of curry powder, a teaspoon of miso, and a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. We're gonna mix that all together till the broth is all dissolved and everything is nice and combined together. While that is just kind of simmering, we chopped up 2 medium-sized carrots along with 2 celery stalks and took 2 cups of button mushrooms. Didn't do anything to them, we just set them aside. Next, we added our carrots and celery into our broth so that they could soften, and left it there to boil with the lid on for about 5 to 10 minutes. Next, we're going to add in our button mushrooms, so just toss them in there and allow them to sit and cook for about 5 minutes. Finally, we added in our kale, let that just stir in until it was nice and softened. Then we added about 1 lime's worth of juice, and then we removed the spaghetti squash from the oven, allowed it to cool for a couple minutes so that it was easier to handle, and just using a fork, we just dragged it along the squash until we got nice strands of spaghetti-like squash. Then we threw those into the soup and stirred it until everything was nice and combined, and then we served it up with topping it with just a little bit of cilantro. So delicious.
No, you said it was super delicious.
Be careful if you're
Subscribe.
using white bowls because turmeric stains. But we're going to try it now.
Turmeric stains.
Okay. I can't get to mine. So good. It tastes like soup you want when you're like feeling kind of sick or like feeling kind of cozy and you just want something warm and soothing. This is the soup. Because like not only is it warm and delicious and soothing, but the stuff in it is so comforting.
Yes.
It's so good.
And I feel like the hint of spice too. If you were like a little bit congested, it might just clear your sinuses.
Yeah, that's how you know it's a good level of spice, right? When your nose starts running. Yeah, no, this is delicious. We fought off our urge to make soup today so much, and then we just decided to make soup.
We were fighting it pretty hard.
We thought we thought it was too much to have 2 soups in 1 month, but then we were like, you know what? Screw it. We want to make soup, we're going to make soup.
Yeah, like why are we fighting what we want to eat?
Yeah.
You know, that whole thing like intuitive eating, right?
Yes. Guys, the soup is delicious. If you don't like soup much, learn how to like soup because it's delicious. I don't know what's going on.
I don't like soup that much. I don't. I would choose something else usually.
What's the other thing you would choose over it?
Most other things.
Wow. Wow.
But this is tasty.
I've had soup every day this week. Soup and sandwich combo is like one of my favorite combos.
Ooh. Well, my favorite would be like tomato soup and grilled cheese. I feel like a child saying that.
Yeah, because that is fully a child's dish.
I don't care. I don't care.
But you could like elevate both. Actually, that could be a fun video, taking like childhood dishes and elevating it to be more adult dishes. Because like I feel like canned tomato soup and just basic grilled cheese is a child's dish.
Yes.
But then you could elevate the two to be so delicious and so like adult.
Definitely. Adult. Sounds like you're just going to add alcohol.
We're going to do a Caesar cocktail.
With a grilled cheese sticky.
Yep, done.
Amazing.
Adult grilled cheese and soup. Well, it's cold out. Eat soup. It's good for you.
That's the selling point. Eat this because you're cold, not because it's delicious soup.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? No, it is delicious.
I would like to know how many people, because I feel like with soups, some people who don't like soups tend to like brothy soups more than pureed soups.
Okay.
So I want to know the like ratio of like who likes pureed soups over brothy soups and like vice versa.
Okay, now a creamy soup is a puree?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like something like, what did we make recently?
The butternut squash.
The butternut squash soup is like a puree where most of the ingredients are all pureed together and it's one consistency versus brothy where it's the broth with a bunch of like chunks of different things in it.
Yeah.
So I want to know what your guys' preference is, brothy soups or pureed. I just realized we did 2 different ones, which is good.
Now, which one are you? I feel like you're brothy.
No, I'm actually pureed soups. I love pureed soups. I didn't really grow up eating a lot of brothy soups. Mm-hmm. My dad would always make a cabbage soup, which can be like just brothy, but my dad always pureed it because we liked it better that way. And then I also grew up eating a lot of like squash soups that were all pureed, and like those are my favorite.
I think I might be creamy, but mostly because I like tomato soup a lot, and like I haven't had a vegan version, but like a cheddar broccoli, a cheesy broccoli soup.
Yeah, that soup is great.
It doesn't even, it's not healthy at all. I don't
No,
think.
not at all.
But
it's like
so
fully like
good.
cream and like all this fattening stuff.
But on the other side, like I friggin' love ramen and pho.
Yeah.
Which are broth with a bunch of stuff in them. So I don't know who I am.
We're just gonna have to make more soups and figure it out.
Okay.
But yeah, I want to know which one you prefer and why. I think I tend, when I'm like sicker, I go for brothier soups.
Definitely.
Like when I'm just actually feeling kind of lousy and I find brothier soups just more comforting. I don't know why. And like to me, pureed soups are just more like an everyday soup that I just want.
Yeah, I guess.
That's how I view it. But pureed soups are my thing. I like that a lot more than brothy soups, but I like all soups.
Okay.
I just love soup.
We get it.
I love soup.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, let us know your thoughts on soup in the comments below. If you want to check out the recipe, it's in the description box along with a link to our podcast. Check that out as well.
We'll also link the other soup recipe since we talked about it a lot today up in the box. Yeah.
Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future vegan recipes. Yes. They won't all be soup. And we do Whatever Wednesdays every other Wednesday.
And this Wednesday, it's Halloween! Woo! Falls on Halloween! So we're excited about this Wednesday's video, so be sure to check it out.
Mm-hmm. And that's all.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye!
Bye!
This is going to be a silent video.
Oh.
I'm just going to do subtitles.
We're just going to stand there smiling?
Yeah.
So we don't even mime the words, we just stand there smiling. Okay.
Look out! I dripped on your hand.
It's okay.
What are you doing? She's fingering the soup.
This is how I eat soup, don't you know?